you give it a mandate to execute a deal on your behalf. Then in that power of attorney, it has the do's and the don'ts. It has the limit where VJ ends and where Mr. Wolf or Mr. Chris starts. You could say, I want 2 acres of land and I'm going to send this money. So I'm giving you power of attorney over this money on the following terms. You're going to buy this land. You're going to watch over this land. But ownership, 100% ownership is mine. For instance, you can do that in the mandate because that's a legal document when it comes to power of attorney. We have... Right. But he doesn't want that. He only wants 1 acre. Okay. And then that could also be part of the power of attorney on that as well, or in the agreement. Because these days we could sign electronically, right? Mm-hmm. Just someone can endorse a signature regardless of where you are. Because me, what I want is to have this family starting, and I'm very sure that we are going to love what we are going to see in the nearby future. We shall have the ability, we shall have the businesses on board, and we have where to base. We are around people who believe in us, who will not manipulate us, because they also know that, oh, if you annoy Mr. Squarebees, an issue may come. So you must protect him. You must protect his ventures. He's a brother. And I think that's what greed is everywhere. I mean, I think every person has got a little bit of greed. But what matters is knowing what is necessary to be done. The intentions should always be pure, because when you have intentions, you don't have too much time like to explain each and everything. To explain because you're trying to use a lie to defend a lie. That's why it used to be true at all times. I would be having cars, I would be having, all these nice structures, but I've chosen to be me. That's why even if someone says I want to get on a call, even right now, I will turn on my camera and record, because no scammer will show you its face in this world of technology. No. Well, the wonderful thing about... Okay, I'm sorry.
So this is the thing for me, right? Being from the States, where I can look at my president and see that his son is partaking in prostitution and narcotics. Ooh. There's a lot of trust issues. So I test in business and personal life. I test everything to do with this. If we're doing what we're saying we're doing, right? It's for the kids. It's not for land. This is for anything else. It's for the kids. I can, in 30 days, I can have boots on ground in your country, in your province, in your city, and be boots on ground to see it for myself. And 30 days later, I can get a consistent $11,000 rolling in like clockwork with a team through social media outlets. That's not a problem. And once I see how we operate with the children, if everything is the way it's supposed to be,
it's supposed to be. That's it.
My trust to start doing investments when it comes to land on other business tip.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I said the same thing to BJ. Now, I wasn't able to get necessary boots on the ground, but I had a connection, a person that is in the organization that I belong to. She's in Uganda, and I had her call him, and I had him call her. And she was very clear. She was like, yes, this is legitimate, to the point of where she offered the clothes and different things like that. And so I do get it. And BJ has
come. I just don't. I can't do it. The funds to get there, and then then there's the other stuff. So if you can do it, BJ will take you today. If you can come today,
and bring me.
I can.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Please, because I mean, just so that we can get this ball rolling.
Yeah.
I don't have the funds like that to travel or the time to travel. That's a very expensive ticket.
We want you.
So how much? So when it comes to Uganda, right? What would the travel fees be to get from Uganda to America to wherever we're at? Well, we could easily do that ourselves. Let's get past that question. Sorry, that was a waste of a question.
That's okay.
There wasn't no waste of a question. That's a good question.
That is a big good question. Let's play Los Cruz message one time.
Also, I mean, I hate to bring this up, but I mean, I feel like it's a valid piece of information. What is the militia situation looking like over there, Ronald? I mean, like, are the children going to be safe there? You know, I know you have a lot of wildlife, rhinos and things like that, and there's all kinds of different questions, but basically the militia situation. What's the militia situation looking like over there in Uganda right now? You know, will the children be safe there? You know, will people be safe there to go down there and visit and things like that?
Okay.
Question.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Uganda is not full of wild animals. It's not a bush.
I mean, so
you're not gonna have no lions running inside your house.
the propaganda of Africa, it's like Chinese run propaganda as well, is that Africa as a continent is overrun by a majority of the safari, which is not true. You know, you have countries in Africa that look just like Atlanta, look like New York, look like California. There's no animal wildlife running around. So that's one aspect of it.
Yeah, so we have game parks. We have game parks that are designated for wildlife, and we have big cities like any other country out there. And we are not also in the bush as well. We're just next to the urban center, which could be the first location to consider when it comes to investment, because it connects Kenya to Uganda. So you have client, if you say at least maybe you're putting up your real estate venture, you have market from Kenya and also Uganda at the same time.
Oh,
Now
yes,
the situation with the militia, though, that's not where he is. He's in Pelisa, which is not far from Kampala, which is the capital
having real
of
conversation.
Uganda. But there is some stuff going on, but it's not in his area.
All of us ain't able.
No.
Some of us dumb and we crack babies.
And a round trip ticket right now, the cheapest
Some
one
of us
is
dumb and we crack babies. So we not included in this information. We only included in snitch stories. Y'all included in snitch stories and why y'all get locked up. What's up, Beast? I'm investing in Uganda.
So in my eyes,
The homegirl been dealing with him for a year. Mr. BJ met him today. $6,000 for 11,000 for 6 acres. I'm thinking about buying me one. We got 5 more people gonna buy them one, and then we're gonna run some industries on it.
So when it comes to that, right? So okay.
But I was in the stream last night. These niggas claim they doing so much, but their wives got jobs. They ballers, but their wives work. Well, one nigga been selling sex since 2014 and ain't got a 2022 nothing.
If I wanted to build a house with my acre of land, would you be able to find someone to do it for me, or would I have to do that research myself?
No, there are so many of them. We have so many engineers. We have, depending on the plan that you have, because even if you want to do a storage structure, we have people who build from within. It all depends on your preferences.
Yeah, your budget, your preferences,
your blueprints. Okay.
Yeah,
Can I?
To get someone for it over there, this place, they may charge you almost the price that you bought the land, even beyond. Yeah. So it all depends on the budget. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, BJ. In terms of a house, let's say you wanted a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house with a pool and let's say a tennis court. How much would approximately?
Go ahead. Try to make it sound juicy for me. I see what you're doing.
Already.
You got a whole acre. For Christ's sake, you got an acre of land.
That's not that much. That's not that much, but.
Yes, it is.
An acre of land is a good bit. You know what I'm saying? That's a good bit.
It's not. It's really not. You look at acre of land, you put houses and pools on it. It's not. Because there's that I think that's going on once again through how we view the world.
Yeah, right.
Because like I said, I've looked at a lot of property. I've been this for a while. I talked to a lot of people, consultations, everything. In Africa, when you get to building, right? When you're talking about material costs, when you're talking about the Western standard of living, you still run into the same exact prices. So if you want a 5-bedroom house with central air and heating, with a pool, you're going to spend hundreds of thousands of US dollars to get that built. It's not going to be just $20,000. You're going to spend the exact same price.
No, I wasn't thinking about that.
Well, what I was asking,
What's
BJ.
the difference between the currencies?
That's what I was about to say.
What's the difference between currencies
I'm finna look.
The US dollar and Uganda?
I'm finna look it up right now.
Yeah, Uganda. $1 is around 3,700 right now.
Yeah, 3,700. $1 equals 3,763 Ugandan shilling. $1 equals.
So let me ask you this: How much is it? How much is it to buy food? How much is it for food in Uganda? Like, let's just say you go in a street vendor and you go buy some food. How much does it come up to?
Even $1 you can eat and leave the food.
Huh?
Yeah.
For $1 you can eat and leave some behind.
Yeah, cause see, $1 in America is 3,763 Ugandan shillings.
So what costs that much chili? What costs that much chili? What could you buy with 3,600 chili?
Shilling.
I don't know what shilling. That with that, if it comes to food, you can have a fish, then some rice. If it's in terms of food, you could have a piece of fish, then matoke.
We can't hear you. You're something
I think I kind of got the gist of it. $1 can basically buy food in terms of food.
Yeah. What I want to know is how much.
As it relates.
How much?
Wait a minute. Let me say this. As it relates to the children. Wait a minute, Chris. Right. As it relates to the children, we talked about this in a show, and if you go back and listen to it, we did a little earlier show where it was transparency show. We talked about it. $1 could feed 4 children.
Okay. $1.
$1.
Okay.
What's up, Lines?
And that includes them getting something.
What's up, Lines? I'm having just having a conversation. We trying to figure out if we gonna buy some property in Uganda. Got a man right here that want to debate.
A piece of bread, and that's
let's see what happens. Lines might be flying out.
No greens, no. I'm like, man, just for $1.
What's up, Ivo?
You can get a piece of fish, and they ain't had.
Hey, if y'all want to invest, man, it's 11 grand for 6 acres in Uganda. They talking about we talking about building a school.
What do you call it? Not a luxury.
All kind of stuff.
Fish, that's like
really factory is what I'm into.
Christmas.
I want to make sodas because I know how to run a soda machine factory. That's what I do.
But this is why I want to bring it back to that specific topic. This is why I want to talk about or get the information that's necessary if somebody would contact me, so we can tap in and talk about some of the marketing plans that we can bring together to collab for social. Because if $1 can feed 4 children, there's just no reason.
Wow.
Because I don't want to. Once again, there's a time and a place for everything. I don't want to get too far from the goal of this specific.
No, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
I just wanted to ask BJ, what is the normal rent in Uganda?
That's a good question.
Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see exactly how much of my American dollars would it take me to live.
It's gonna flip.
There you go.
So you know for a fact that it's not gonna cost because $100,000 in US dollars. I doubt that's what you're going to be spending in Africa to build a
already.
house.
Already. There's a house that just sold in Uganda right now for 350,000 UGX.
Show me a picture of how that house looked.
It's in your messages. Check it out.
Somebody send it to me. I want to see it too.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
350.
Security that's necessary. Yeah, 350,000.
That ain't bad though.
And it's
That's normal in America.
Exactly. No. 350,000 in their dollars is about 100 and something thousand in ours.
Gotcha. But that's normal in America.
Yes. Exactly.
That's around 100.
It's the same thing. This is what you would pay for the house that I'm looking at in my city. This is what you would pay for 100,000. So that's why I don't want people to conflate the things, right? You're still paying for the materials. The materials are the materials. Then you're paying for the labor. The material prices, as we talk about the currency exchange, they're still the reflective of the same material prices. It's just going through the currency exchange, which makes it cost the same.
Already.
Yeah, but you know what though? Here's a little caveat to me, and I think I'm using that correctly. We have Biche there. You know, Biche is the one that could, because it's a whole different.
Thanks, Square Biz.
It's a whole different vibe when you have, Mr. Africa come here.
Yeah, I got invited to the talk, man, and it's what they wanted to talk about.
Yeah, you gonna pay me.
When you got some sense,
when you have
people
Mr.
mess
Africa
with you. Even when you act down
let
fool when you're
nobody
drunk
know,
online.
But I want to give you this money.
I didn't want that beef with lines. We squashed that
Help me out.
already.
And then you call your friend who's the Mexican guy who's really good at doing what he's gonna do, and he's not gonna charge you.
And this for all us, man. Anything I present like this,
standard work, that
we can all put in on this, man.
We have Biche, and so
for real,
you're gonna get a different price when Biche says, "Hey, brother,
it's a hell of a thing on your resume."
My friend is coming here from
to say
America.
you part owner of some land or even a company on the land in Uganda.
The price depends on the location and also
already.
The cost of for instance that house depends on the location.
Because this house is in Kira. Is Kira expensive? It's in Namugongo, Kampala.
Yeah, that is Kampala area. All those are divisions in the capital city. But now when you construct the same house in Uganda, it may cost only around 70,000 or 80. And you could get the same standard. So location matter. And also if you're doing for commercial, then you also need a viable location, right? So
I'm gonna text you my number so you can have my WhatsApp.
Thank you, my brother. And that's what happens, because if you're looking at, because even if you're entering into, let's say, real estate, I think you have to understand what is your target market. Are you targeting the high income earners? Then you have to know where are they. I mean, where are they located? Are they found in villages? Are they found in urban centers? Then you have to take a decision. If you are looking at a place to live, to put your head and all that, that means you can consider coming to a semi-urban area. It's not rural, but you can easily access town. It's just slightly outside the town, just to keep the cost low, but with the same standard. Because some areas, roads are very good. You can have power. It's not the bush. Most people have power. We have power. I have power. That's electricity. So that's easy. If I'm here, and if any of you is able to come on ground, I think that will be very, very super good. And all I want to say, you become family. And I'm going to do whatever it takes as well to offer my support wherever you need it, because I know it's a win-win situation. Just meeting people to give me this type of time, to me, it's heartwarming.
I got to give me something to drink. I'll be back,
Because the
yeah.
brothers who you meet up, they don't even give you a chance to explain who you are. They're like, hey, it's you, you're from Africa? No, you're from Nigeria. You're from Nigeria. You scum. I don't know what Nigerians did, but that's what they say.
Nigerians are scammers.
Yeah, some of them, not all of them.
No.
I have some very good friends that are
from the states. That's what we. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. Like
some of them,
like especially from Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, now I mean the minute but we like the Nigerians though. You know what I'm saying? We like that shit. Like, cause it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like that's
not all of them. Some of them. Like but we have Los Cruz. Wait a minute.
And then another thing, purchasing the land is one thing, but then funding the building for the school is another. So we can't just go ahead and put one price of $11,000 on that. It's gotta be, we gotta get the building numbers, all that. You gotta get an estimate on pretty much exactly what you're trying to do. Maybe build a perimeter around the land. Cinder block it all the way around, or however it is that they do down there. Which preferably it should be cinder block. So that nobody can, because if you use barbed wire, anybody can just go in and out as they please. And in the end, I just want to make sure that the kids are going to be safe. You know what I mean? But yeah. You got to get the numbers for the school, like everything you try to do over there. Like, what would it cost total? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's 107 here.
Number. Yeah,
107 here, Mr. Lon.
But that's why I'm bringing together you guys so that we can actually start. We're starting small right now. We're talking about a fish and a bowl of rice. Right now. Then eventually we're talking about land. We're talking about there's so much to do. However, Square Biz, he's made it clear. You got to work this out. And this is all new for the American part of this.
I'm telling y'all, and I don't never turn nobody down. If you think I'm bullshitting and I take this risk and I lose, you be like, see, you got fucked over. I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm cool with that. But if I take this thing and then you say, oh, the shit blowed up, how can I get in? I'd be like, come on in, still.
Also benefit from the process as well. So that's what
it's always the more the merrier.
Facilitate, because I know how it is to. First of all, I want to get out of America. I'm not gonna give up my citizenship.
Not lying.
I'm just saying.
Not lying.
I want to have a place to go.
A place to go.
When this
if it go down,
belly
fucked up,
I want to be able to go home. I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? So even though this is home, because that's what they say, because I was born on this soil. Okay, fine. But I don't feel like this just don't feel like home to me. I know once I get to this, when I get to that continent,
somebody told me that I didn't have no job, so I decided to wear my work shirt. I shouldn't have did that, huh, y'all?
Sierra Leone, I believe in dual citizenship for the diaspora. It's something that everybody should
aspire
to tap into.
They probably gonna call my job now, huh?
Or networking.
Yeah,
just smoking cigarettes, drinking soda,
I mean,
trying to break deals with people to give me some land in Uganda.
The concept that, and I'm sure
Well, I
that
can
once
build
I
a
do this
corporation on
DNA
there
testing
already,
thing,
beast.
that I'm going to find out that I guarantee you that it's going to be
We just kicking it.
there that most of my genetics come from. I can't even wait.
Man, I got to do something and listen at the same time, or I'll talk over her.
The children need a plate. They need a plate. And that's what my goal is right now, is to generate at least enough to feed some kids tomorrow and next week. You know, and so if you, I'm, you know, I feel horrible with the way that I'm going to say this, so just forgive me and charge it to my head, not my heart. But if you can send $5, you can feed 20 kids. $5 will feed 20 kids. I know that I sound like a pastor at the church. Won't you come? Give. And it shall be given unto you. But that is a true statement. The more, if you want more, you give more. And that ain't no lie. I've seen that principle work with me personally. And I don't belong to a church, but I've given and I've seen doors open for me in ways that people like, how you do that? I don't even know. All I know is I gave and it was given back to me. And it came from places where I was like, wow. And this is a true story. I had no job. I'm a cosmetologist. I was doing hair, but I wasn't making much. I had no money in the bank, but I had a bank account. My parents were like, you grown now. Do you, boo. And I'm like, but. And they were like, look, we're going to give you a place to lay your head and food to eat. Everything else that you need and want, like your party and your gas and your this and that, you got to get it on your own. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and, after I blew my opportunity for the preschool, because, you know, I told my parents, I don't need your money, I'll pay for my own college. And that was in response to, I want my apartment and a car when I go to North Carolina. And my mother and father and grandmother were like, well, you're going to stay on campus and we're going to pay for your tuition and your room and board and your food. So that included your food. You know what? Never mind. I'll pay for my own college. A year came by, and still working on that money because, you know, my parents made too much money for me to be poor. Until you're 25, you are still you're a traditional student, which financial aid says, well, give us your parents' W-2, and you know they own their own business, and so I was out. You know that's over. You don't get no. You're not poor. You're fine.
You're all right. I'm
like, okay, I'll figure it out. Never got back. Just to tell you, never got back. So I did. At 23, I'm gonna go on and go to school. After I went to cosmetology school in another state, I graduated, got my little cosmetology license, found out I don't like it, standing on my feet all day and grueling like that. I was like, nah, that ain't what it was. I thought it was something. Good at it, but I don't want to do that. So my mother said, well, we've given you that opportunity. So my grandmother said, we're going to send you to North Carolina. I'm going to pay for it. All right. Now I got funny acting. I'm going to pay for myself now because I don't need you. I can do that. Never got back. So 3-4 years later, did a chance to
cutting
go
the
back
deal
there,
in Uganda.
But I decided I'll go to school here. So I did. I signed up for school.
Trying to anyway. Let's see.
Signed up for school. So at this point, I'm at a point where I'm 23, and I think it was 23, and you're a non-traditional student. So I did get some funding from the state, but I didn't get enough from the feds. I was like, okay, well, I do this. I signed up. I still went money. I put a little down. I set it down. You know, put a little payment schedule available. Make that. And so at this point, okay, I'm in here. And so I had some trouble with the financial aid. And so the lady asked me to come to the office. I came to the office. She said, well, you haven't done this. You haven't done that. You know, we need you to pay this. I was like, well, I don't have $98. She was like, well, you got to have the $98. I was like, okay. So I asked my mom, can I have $98? I got to pay for all She gave it to me. All right, no, paid the 90. She asked me. So at this time, I was really into the tithing concept of church, but I didn't belong to church. So I had no idea. All I was, the scripture says, if you give 10% to the storehouse, I'm going to pour open the floodgates of heaven, and I'm going to pour onto you so many blessings you won't have room enough to house all of the blessings that are going to come your way. Just do the 10% and some extra, and offering, tithes and offering, because you robbing God when you don't do that. And I'm like, okay, I trust you. And I had no church. I was like, well, where do I tithe to? I kept saying, Lord, tell me where to tithe, what to do. I don't belong to a church, so where do I go? What to do? So every time I made money doing hair, I get $50 here, I get $100 there. I would take 10% of that, the $50, so that'd be $5, and then I would put a couple of quarters with it, so $5.50. That was tithes and offering. I had nowhere to give it. I'm like, well, what do I do with it? So what I would do is I would drive the area that I was like, somebody could use this $5. I just throw it out the window. I was throwing money out the window. One time I got $500. I took $50, crumpled it up, and threw it out the window. Driving my car down through the city, just throwing money out the window. The months went by. I went back. It was time to talk again about my financial aid. So I got into the lady. She was like, okay, well, let me just tell you this. Okay, what's your grade point average? I was like 3.5. She was like, how come you're not getting the Shunk Scholarship? I was like, I didn't know about the Shunk Scholarship. She was like, yeah, well, sign this paper. Sign your name. Fill that out. Put your grade point average. Okay, sign that. All right, thank you. Take this voucher to the bookstore for the rest of the time that you're in school. As long as you keep a 3.0 or better grade point average, all your books, all your paper, your supplies for every class that you take, paid for.
It's free. I got that too.
I was like, for real? I mean, because a book was like $200, and I like new books. I didn't like the used ones because people wrote in it. I was like, I don't want to write my own notes. I got all my books, all my paper, anything that I wanted. I took the voucher to the bookstore. I could get jackets, I could get hats, gloves, whatever the bookstore sold, I could get in, and they never questioned me about anything. And my dumb self, I just went in there looking for books and paper, and I had matching this, and I had blue ones for that, and cake, and I got me a project. I mean, I did just I only got what I needed. I didn't get the extra stuff. Everybody's like, you had scholarship, you should have got you a. No, I didn't need that. I didn't need gloves and hat and all of that with the logo on it of the school and all of that. But that was the floodgates of heaven. I had more than enough. And I never paid for books for the entire time that I was in school. Never. All my stuff was free. Okay, I see. It works. So the more you give, the more you will receive. So if you're in great need, give. Now I know I said all of that to convince you to give, but that's who it is. If we could just give 4 kids a meal, please. This is from Divine Idea, your friend on stereo. Please. That's all I'm saying.
So where would the money go to? Like, is there a Cash App, a website? Like, how is the transaction process?
BJ, they don't,
BJ gave me his number.
Support Cash App. I tried
so I ain't tripping.
The only way we're able
That's the way to do it, Lon.
is
You connect. I've been messing with these people for a couple years now.
We had to do it through this app called.
They telling me I need a
World Remit. Yeah, that's what
a T-shirt company, and I need to start putting the stuff I say on T-shirts.
So if you guys are interested in doing that, you can hook up with BJ.
And I ain't trying to be a boss.
WhatsApp.
I'm just trying to be a servant.
Do it here, like you just.
I'm not even tripping.
It's a process for the first time. But after that, it's just, it always had your information, and if you get $5, you can send it that way. But I think BJ can hook up a phone call if you're interested at this point. And I don't want to pressure anybody either. I mean, I don't want to give you the impression that we just you like my name is Ernest Ainsley. I just, or Ron Hubbard. But there is a great need. This is serious. This ain't. I'm not joking with y'all. $5, $10, $2, $3, whatever. Right now, before we get into the land and all of that, that'll come. But right now, there's a need. Even if we can get $50,
that's my calling to be a servant. I hate it to accept it, but that's what it is. 200
kids would have a meal for tomorrow.
Because you always feel used.
Because it's, it's 2 or 3
whenever you're calling,
right
that's why that's why you see me be going off necking the damn food, for real. Because I always feel used. It really don't be having nothing to do with nobody.
You have to give them your
except for what I committed
how
to.
They can get the world
and then sometimes my mind, the flesh, it get the best of me. I forget
information on there that you
I'll be like, damn, I could have got that had I not did this. You get what I'm saying?
PayPal takes 7 days before he gets it. Yeah, pay the thing that BJ, go ahead and tell them, but PayPal, they suck. They make me sick, PayPal. But PayPal takes a fee out of it. Plus, not only do they take a fee out of it, but they make him wait 7 days before they give it to him.
So they can make interest.
Yep.
That's stop.
Yep.
I'm up a half of one.
So, Ronald.
Yes, please.
Circling back around again, I guess the reason why I asked all that is
Dub is dope.
with these things, and it's not to be overly cynical or take the attention off the heart of the matter on that, but have you been directly involved in your experience in building and things like that? Yeah, I mean, how, say in America, there's so many different entities and things you have to do, and lines and projections. So, are you pretty well versed in the actualities of how that goes, not just the promise of how it goes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So, I didn't know, is that a question or something like comment?
Yeah, he was asking you, do you know what it takes to build something there? Have you ever had anything built?
I've ever built my own house. I have a house, and that's why if you happen to come, that's where you will be. It's a 2-bedroom. Yeah, it's a 2-bedroom house. Because when I graduated in 2015, I was able to carve out a career for myself.
Damn.
And I raised some money.
Broken. Y'all see that?
My godfather. Some of you have not heard about my story. I had a godfather, someone like you, someone like Dabo, Chris, or anyone here decided to support me through my university. And that gave me the power to be who I am today. And that's why whatever I do, it's from my heart, because I know what's taking the lead to support another person. And I know the cost. And I know where you can get just same cost, different prices. Because sometimes they look at where you come from, how are you putting on, then they will charge you according to your status. And you don't need to be manipulated. Because someone will say, oh, this guy speaks some nice English. This guy could be from the US. These guys have dollars because they know you as people of dollars. They don't know that you're also people like us. The difference is in terms of currency, but it's the same money. So all those could be solved. And I can give you alternatives. You can come on ground and we do all this together, regardless, either way it works. Because I'm real. That's what you should know. And I don't want to prove myself. I don't want to prove myself in terms of words. Like Scott said, words don't matter. we need to get into action and see if we can be together all that good, because I know you have intentions, because I was looking at it and I was a little bit also scary, like where one will contribute $100, then we'll say, oh, I also need an acre of land. I see what I'm saying. Like, so we need also to be considerate, and I'm very sure we're going to have very beautiful things come our way. It's not all about the kids or us, but it's also about you. And we need you right here. And that's what even the government is saying. We need the people in diaspora to come over here, to create something down here, to also participate. Why should Chinese only to come and participate and take all the resources? Why should we leave other people?
Not the Chinese, man. Oh my God.
I don't want
It's
to
crazy,
go,
man.
but, I mean, but that's what's happening, because if we don't wake up to then also take up the challenge. So what happens? And for those of you who are able to like to support us right now, the current need, it's okay. We can do PayPal, because for it's a little direct, and it also depends on how fast the systems are working. At times it may take 3 days, 4 days, at times 7 days. But all those are systems that you can't control. Yeah.
Okay, we have 6 messages. Let's play the. I'm sorry, Deb. Go ahead.
I just thank you for the answer, Ronald.
I appreciate
Messages. I'll say one thing real quick. Ronald, if you want to take a look, I don't know how well versed you are with cryptocurrencies, but that is something that you could leverage to expedite the amount of time it takes to receive those funds, because it can be instantaneous. Or it can take up to an hour depending on which cryptocurrency you use, and you can leverage that without the fees of certain apps or other exchanges. This is one of the reasons why blockchains was created, cryptocurrency, for the aspect to send money without large fees, a large amount of time. So it's something to look into.
Wow, thank you, my brother. I'm sure we're going to get
Where
in touch,
it
and
is.
I would love to know more about it.
I was just thinking the same thing. How come we just can't build a currency for there? I mean, there got to be a way to get into crypto, get a blockchain. Because it's a lot of African countries doing it right now.
Absolutely. We can definitely look into Uganda and see what cryptocurrency they're using as the majority, and see where they can actually, liquidate the currency to actually use it with their.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking, man. I was thinking that while when you was talking. I mean, because there's a lot of ways to skin the cat and not lose.
Yes.
You know.
Exactly. And it teaches the children about cryptocurrency as well for the markets that are emerging now with technology and finance.
You're right.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Isn't it dope? I told you got the right group right here. Yeah. Okay, let's go with Let's Cruise.
Because my thing is, purchasing the land.
Hey, Steph, what's up with it?
Purchase the land, cool. But then
everybody's included since y'all in here. Anybody can come up. Let me drop the link again.
You know what I mean?
Y'all do know y'all can come up.
On their platform. You know what I mean? To where that
you can come up on the platform you want to.
That money can be raised in a month, maybe less than a month. Like real talk, like the power of the people. Once the people come together and they see what it is, that money's gonna come. Shit, I mean, y'all might raise $1 million. Like, I mean, there's no telling how much money y'all would be able to raise. I'm just saying, I don't see impossibilities. I never see impossibilities. When I look at it, I see what it could be, not what it is. I mean, right now, y'all may have in your heads a little basic school, whatever, but we do the fundraiser and stuff like that, and people start. What about sell? They don't, you know what I mean? Like you can't just sell it. Just, I feel like that's a valid question. And I didn't hear that other thing that y'all used to do it. If you could repeat that.
Wow, we should have played. I don't know what he means. What about sell?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Buying land then selling it. Buy, hold, then sell.
Okay, that's a good question. If that,
sorry about that.
yeah, no, that was good. I mean, that's a good question. Now, I do want him to explain to you, this is some of the things that he's gone through, and before I came on board, because I would have ripped a hole in this Asian dude, and I know it's a bad way to put it like that, but I would have. You know, there are people that come to him because he is a legitimate foundation in Uganda. And there are people that come in with 50,000 with the opportunity
now I got 122
raising money for your starving children. And so he had an experience that I guess is just
Line's been rocking with me. I'm talking to some pretty big heavy hitters.
And that's
we talking about doing something that don't take a lot. It take a little to see everybody got it. That's the thing. It's an investment point to where everybody got it. There's no excuse.
With conditions.
Everybody got this investment. Everybody got $1,000.
Know some of the things you've been going through in terms of being able to raise
6 acres. I mean 6 6 acres, 11 grand.
Well, you know, at times when
where else you gonna get that?
You're new to the place. No one knows anything.
Might as well get 24.
You're going through so
what
much.
Are we doing?
And people don't have time even to listen to you. I mean, not all of them, but some people.
I don't mind working the land. I already do that. Stephanie, you know that.
Others are so either they will listen and they will act. Others will listen, then go out.
Yeah.
You will never see them.
They can't stop. I just do what I want to do. This is
Raising
my fun.
money, I think it's one of the hardest tasks.
It ain't really like a job or to me though. You know that stuff. That's working every day.
It's the easiest
people
way.
Really are now upset because they're not getting paid from it.
It changes everything. So many people have been.
They don't mess themselves up. They don't want else to have no child. They'll do anything to disrupt the child.
Leadership.
Other streamers, for real.
Strategic leadership.
They be looking something for. I just be looking for the company. I'm chilling. Hey.
Say, hey, Ronald, come say something. Oh, this man is from Uganda. He gave a good introduction of me. So I went on stage. I introduced myself. I spoke a little bit about who I am and what I do, and why I do it, because that is important as well, and what I needed them to do. So this random guy
what you think? Should I keep going?
He was called Michael. And he
what's
said,
too high?
No, don't worry.
If somebody bet, what's too high? What he got?
To give him all the monies that he needs. Let him deal me. So all the other people said, oh, well.
He come in here, he go.
That's okay.
He folded.
So he gave me his WhatsApp number. We went into private chat. I was happy because that was like, yeah, at least there is no pressure.
He got
of again going through, you know, asking money, random money, because you have to.
I ain't gonna look at him for no motherfucker. I ain't got.
Others need to be convinced to.
Uganda.
And
his name BJ.
What happened? I didn't know that this person had his own intentions.
He's the ambassador.
So
from Uganda.
He said, I want to give you $1 million. You'll be able to build a school, you'll buy land, and even recruit some few teachers.
I would do that was a lot right off the back for that one. $1 million. Nobody says that, man.
That's what
nobody.
That's why
nobody says that.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't lying.
I've seen it though. I've seen people.
He wasn't lying. No, wait, let me finish.
Because he was the founder of almost 4 companies in Canada. I got to know more about him. He's a CEO of very big companies. And I'm sure
so
some of them
a person. Okay. Sorry, I didn't hear that part. All right.
So he said, I'm going to give you that money, but I want your organization to be a puppet. Like I want to do my stuff through you. and because you'll have a good life, you don't need to say anything. I want to recruit these children into homosexuality.
I ain't got but one out, really. I ain't planning on no flush.
That hit
I mean, that could come, but
we're talking about
other than that, everybody got a straight. Somebody got a 4
to decide for what is right or wrong for them.
I got a 5.
Why would I be? Because if they're mature and
I
they're
had a
like
pair
it's
of
what
5.
they want,
See, I'm glad I stepped out.
They know better. But these are children. Why would I sell the souls of all these children, innocent children, into the hands of that man?
For $1 million. And then he called him a fool. He was like, you're a fool.
So I told him, it's true we are desperate, we need the money, but I can't take that money. And he said, you're a fool, and I'm going to make sure you suffer. So he started moving randomly, sending people messages. He could not enter a room. He just hung somewhere, and then he texts you. He's like, oh, that guy, he's like this. He's like this. He's not real. I wanted to give him money. He refused. Don't bother with him. He does not need money. So one day, a friend of mine forwarded a message that he sent. So I had to talk to him. I said, do you want me to bring that up in here? That's when he stopped. So some people will listen to your story and they will want to use your desperation to bring in their evil agendas. We're talking about partnership here. Something that even a blind can see that, oh, there is mutual benefit. There is no harm. Because if one is participating to bring something on board, then they are part of it, and they are alive. They're also part of the system. They also free to benefit from what they've put their hand into, but with the right intention, of course.
And again, I only wanted him to tell that story because I know that sometimes when you're in situations like this, you know, a lot of times you think, well, I'm the one with the money. I'm the one that's got to worry about getting duped. But there's a little bit of apprehension on his part, too, from us.
Who is that?
Because of the nature of how people have approached him in terms of this situation. And I do want to bring up this other point, and I know Ronald, he hates when I do this, and I know that, but I think it's important that they know, because these are people that could potentially be a part of the foundation of the
around
American
$2,000, just $2,000 would get you an acre,
and they could potentially be a part of that. But the story,
$2,000 can get you about an acre.
One thing real quick though, as I was introduced to
the
the
idea
and listening, I did have a
I ain't seen him in a minute.
Question on my mind as an investor or just somebody that was gonna take part in the organization dealing with kids in general. You know, 21st century.
But he might be one that wanted to get paid from it.
Sexual trafficking and things like this. So it's not that it's for nothing. These conversations do need to be had so we can get a real insight into what we're dealing with, who we're dealing with, because we ourselves are now blended in and tied to
a whole society, a whole civilization.
Right. And nobody wants to be a part of something that's not being constructed the right way if the moral compass isn't just. So these things are important to talk about.
Yeah, and you know, so I did want to bring that up.
I'm telling you, Steph, you know how much land costs.
Ronald having apprehension, and he's going according to my lead. You know, with he's okay. Square business, cool business. You know, he's about his business, and
where I'm at, you can't get an acre unless you pay at least 40.
He's not going
That's
to
just
ask
for the
you to
land.
send him 3 children for 2 guitars. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think you get all the mineral rights and shit, but damn,
one of the kids to go
nothing,
into the bush
just
with
a bunch of brush.
for violence, but he really does want to help, music, advance music
the
across
houses
the
are,
country.
they don't need all that stuff they need up north.
I want BJ to be
so they're
comfortable with
subsequently
you
cheaper
as you are with him,
because the weather don't get real cold down here.
That's why I wanted to talk about.
So there doesn't have to be like almost a steel infrastructure
of Charles Lilly.
You get it? What I'm saying?
Yeah, the Charles Lilly is the godfather that he talks about, and I take my hats off to that European man.
And it's getting so bad in West Texas, y'all. That all the farmers and the cowboys are selling their land.
BJ, he told me the story of how this guy,
they all selling their land,
came
and
from Denver, Colorado, to in the Peace Corps, and he took a liking to BJ, and he helped him. Just a kind-hearted man with good intentions that saw the
selling
need
their
of
land
a young
and their animals, because this heat wave is just killing everything. Like,
he
for real,
supported him and did that.
The Cowboys working at night is so hot.
Him.
The Cowboys
Even
start
after
work
he left
at like
Uganda, he still supported
5:30 at night.
And when COVID hit, the money just stopped, went dry, and that put because BJ was taking money that he could have used for himself.
People don't know. That's what I have to do, Steph, because I got a bunch of.
It was gravy. It was like great. This
my
is
partner,
great
my young
wonderful.
partner at work, he's 20 years old. He said,
stopped.
"Man, if I was you, I would be living in a trailer on mine. I mean, you can own it. It's only like $300 for like 20 years."
BJ told me
I was looking. I was like,
as much as I cared about was he okay?
Yeah,
because I didn't hear anything. We got this disease going on. Wow, did it take the man out? He didn't know anything. So he calls the number that he had for the guy, and someone told him.
I didn't never think of that. I was like,
or
that's
someone
some
else,
shit.
A worker or whoever.
Bro might be.
He's dead.
He might be on something.
And he was agonized for 3 months, 4 months. He all this time he was just like, I can't believe. He's trying to get money together to get to America to come to the funeral and to pay his respects and all that. Never transferred. But the bottom line is,
you know what I'm saying?
And so I'm at my job. I work for the
them trailers be dope because they let out
in the law. In the court.
The one he got an expensive one. That motherfucker let out everything he do. He gonna do big. I mean, these boys' grandpas got money.
Researching and finding money and looking up and trying to see. And so, one of my good friends at work, she says to me,
"Oh shoot! Hello." Oh no. What you doing? Where? At what film? Oh, no, I don't know who that is. Oh, Oh, no, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. You'll be able to. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, Lord. And the thing. Yeah, that don't matter. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. 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 There you go, Dita. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. He ain't saying that. Okay. Hospital. Yeah. Mhm. Uh, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, mama. Love you. Okay. Okay. All right. Bye bye. She got it's there.
So I stayed in school for that period. And I remember copying down the notes from the blackboard that day before I was told to leave. So the teacher spotted me and he asked me why I was doing that. And I told him that I wanted to learn. I want to learn. I want to cope as much as I could before I leave, because I may not have a chance to come back. And I was shamed. The teacher took pity on me and he told me that you'll come the following day and study. I'm so grateful that he did that for me. So I stayed in school and I did the absolute best that I could. But there was nothing beyond learning. So I couldn't also access these other benefits, nice school lunches, and I couldn't afford to stay in a hostel. So I had to keep on walking that long distance.
I heard that this morning.
On foot, I didn't have anything like footwear. So my life started to change the day an American teaching volunteer came to help at our school, and he was called Charles. Charles was a kind man, very happy, and he had a good energy about him. Every student went around him. They saw him as a source of money, take the money from him. And also most of them saw him as a ticket to take them to America, because most people think everyone right here, that's the dream, to reach America and to get money from them. I never saw him like that. I considered him a friend. And I remember one day I met him along the way and I said hello. And he said hello. I said, I would love you to be my friend, because I didn't have friends. He said it's so. So I was able to send up. I bought one bottle of soda. That's less $1. It costed me less than $1. I went to school and I gave them Charles. The reason I'm telling you this story is to make myself clear and see where I'm coming from. So Charles surprised me by taking the soda and eating the banana while we had it, and our friendship grew from strength to strength. But then suddenly, me that he had Uganda and go back to America, felt like my home lost, because he had found out that his daughter, his 22-year-old daughter, had been diagnosed with cancer. And if daughter dies, he will never come back to Uganda. But if she survives, he will consider to come and finish his contract, because he was left with 8 months in Uganda. A month passed and I missed Charles.
Damn.
But then one day I received an email from him telling me, informing me about the situation of her daughter, and he told me that he's considering to come back because her daughter had survived. I was very happy, and the day he came back was one of the days of my life. He told me to go to, because he had known me. He had known my parents, he had known my siblings, he had known my story. And that's why there is power in taking the step to get to know why some people behave certain way, why some people speak certain words, why some people ask certain things. While at university, I never felt like this poor person in the room. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe and focus purely on my education. But what I realized was that most of my fellow colleagues started to drop out of university for the same reasons I had almost had. Sorry.
Shoot. I got the hiccups. I think I need a
almost had
shot.
to drop out of school because their parents could no longer afford to be there.
Hold on. Change. Sure.
And I myself in them because I was just like them. The only difference was that me, Charles, had decided to support me. But for them, it had not yet come their way. So I wanted to do something, but I didn't have the capacity to do it. I just didn't know what to do at the moment. So when I saw an opportunity to run for a leadership position at the university, I took it. And I won. I became the resident campus commissioner, equivalent to the guild president of Usitema University. I used my popularity, and my fame to set up a student movement which ran events to raise funds to support the students who were struggling financially and to stop them from dropping out of school. I'm so proud to inform you that we were in position to save over 200 students. Yet. Right now, are also doing whatever they can in their simple power to keep us going while we find.
I ain't by myself, so that's why I'm sitting back. I don't never really have to talk.
That felt like a good achievement for me.
If I feel like I gotta say something, I really do. But most of the things I think I'm gonna say, they be asking. Is Dub here?
So when I left
Square Biz and Wolf
in accounting and finance,
and I know them.
Because I did
like I know them.
With the major in accounting and finance.
And Square Biz ain't letting. He ain't missing the meal. I'm just letting you know.
And involvement and several certificates in leadership, transformative leadership.
He got it like that for real.
Support.
Like he really don't fuck around.
I was so determined to continue supporting the children of our community. I didn't focus on a big number because I would have messed up. So that's why I set up the Ronnie Function.
He do lines. So me and you, I'm glad. See, I'm on mute with them. But between you, ain't it starting to sound like a commercial?
Who desperately in need of help, and no one is there to believe in them. I must set up this. I don't know of money, but whoever will be interested will come on board.
Now, Square Biz ain't gonna miss a
do
man.
what they can do within their power because we believe every person can do something.
He's the one that got knowledge in all this. He already said, all right, this is what we gonna do. We gonna set up an escrow. Dub probably thinking about buying hundreds of acres.
It becomes simple.
Dub is real too.
And that's what I did. But now,
and see, they can't raise that kind of money.
As a sole person, I needed the thing to be.
I ain't got it like that, but that's why I'm with them. I have it like that in a little while.
But now, to lobby for funding, I needed legalities. I needed to go through process because
give me a little while. I just started hanging with big dogs.
Was not working. The government knows you're doing a good thing, fine. The district knows you're doing a good thing, fine.
I ain't even bullshitting. These boys real.
You have the documents. So I decided to register. Initially, we were called here to Impact Uganda. However, upon registration, we realized that that name was already
it's double for me though. It's double for me though, Lon. Check this out.
Uganda. So
because I heard this morning.
And I said, what will I do? Let me use Ronnie, the first three letters of Ronnie, then Lily, my godfather. And the logic behind that name is that it's actually not necessarily about how.
So I seen the website, right? So
Ron is a story.
we're gonna run with that.
When you get Ronnie, poor desperate
You get
child
what I'm saying?
who didn't have hope, and put them together with Lily, who could be Dab, who could be Chris or Wolf, Square Breeze, or the Black down here. You could create a foundation, of which foundation is to be for Uganda in the first place. We can replicate later, but that's what I'm saying. If you get someone who is desperate, match them with divine idea who is kind enough, you create a strong foundation. If you get
divine idea, I trust her.
To serve,
I'm just now meeting her. She already been with them, but I'm just now meeting.
Business opportunities or whatever, and put them to.
But I think I can
for
trust
instance, Chakalak, who has the money, then you will create an opportunity that will benefit many other people. I decided to take the lead, and that's who I am here for. That's my story. It's a big story, but that's a summary of it. I hope.
Yeah, that was a great story, man. Wow.
Thank you.
I love it. Every time I hear it, it warms me because I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. I think this is going to be a win-win. You know, I had a lot of opposition earlier today from a gentleman here on stereo, and he had a point. He was like, you know, their kids here, they're hungry. Their kids here going to bed without nothing to eat. What you about that?
Out of here.
I had a hard time with that one because
if we got some place, right. If we got some land in Uganda, we'll get them out of here. They can go to work. They can go over there for the summer.
Right, that would be nice. But yeah, you know, but I get where he's coming from. But I think this could be a great opportunity for kids to help kids.
Anytime, and I agree. So kids can definitely be in a position to help other kids by networking and seeing that there's more, which provides them a perspective that it's hard to give to adults. But when people come with situations and judgment like that, you know, we got to give that right back to them. You know, when you ask me, what am I doing? What are you doing? Because if somebody is leading a charge and putting something in place that is benefiting kids a long period, what are you doing for the kids that are here that you're mainly worried about? That you're frustrated, or you're upset that I'm putting in effort for kids in other places that still look like me. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
It's the same thing. It's like you're trying to pick and choose, you know, and blame somebody else for something that you're not doing your damn self.
Right.
You want to sit here and talk about what am I doing? You know, we got kids here, so.
Yeah, the moment you decide to do something for the kids here, you let me know and I will assist you with that as well. But you gotta work. That would never happen.
I wasn't able to get the run around. But see, y'all are a lot tougher than I am. I'm a little kind of stuff because that's a point. I mean, you do have a point. However, I think that this is an opportunity for us to do something that could not only help the kids in Uganda, but also the kids here. And we can have the kids here help the kids in Uganda. And maybe that desire to learn and go to school and do that thing, or maybe we create such a curriculum that, you know, it creates the atmosphere where these kids over here, maybe they don't want to be educated with the American government or with the American system of education. Maybe our educational system will be just as empowering as the Asian one. Who knows?
Learning abroad.
Yeah. I mean, so I respected the fact that he made the point. It was a good point. I just didn't know how to respond to it. So I was throwing it out there to see how y'all responded to it because I was going to feel all your words. You know what I'm saying? I just keep that real. Okay. but I don't think I could. Y'all are a lot more hardcore than I could be. I can do it.
I'm the new guy in the bunch.
I got to get mad to say the stuff y'all say. I can't do it. I don't know how y'all do it. I just can't.
Shit, I'll say it with a smile on my face.
To me,
That's real.
how do you mean?
I'm not mean. I'm just honest.
Yeah, for real.
You can say it,
and tell me what's going on, and you know.
And I'm gonna bullshit on you too. I know what I'm doing. What are you doing? Since you asking me questions, what are you doing? Oh, you're not doing anything, huh? So don't ask me no questions.
Yeah, I didn't ask him that question, but it was Jewels. I don't know if anybody knows Jewels, but you can hear this. It's on the show that was right before this one, where it talks about the transparency. You know, it's on that stuff.
For me, it's all about perspective. You know, at the end of the day, is this a truth or is this just your perspective? And when we realize that it's more so someone else's perspective, we don't allow it to necessarily become our truth. We can stand in our truth and then show them how their perspective looks.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Hey, what's going on? It's your man Marcus Warren, King of Porn, 11 big girls ever since I was born. Marlboro 23, Space Jam. Success. Yes. Money, America, reality, success. MARS. Acronym. Planet Mars.
Oh no, I would have killed that motherfucker right there. And excuse me for using those words, but yeah, it doesn't matter whether they were children or grown-ups. You know that you don't use people like that. That's the devil. You know, the devil's always gonna try to get his.
Oh my goodness. Hello. Fine, how you doing? Oh, thank you. I'm not doing nothing. Yeah. Oh, real good. It's still going every morning. Yeah, in Ocala. By Oviedo. Yeah. Out there in Florida where he's at. I knew it. I knew everybody knew somebody. I ain't even have to call Eric. Yeah. I don't know who he got a hold of. Yeah, it was one of the guys, one of the other ministers. Oh yeah. Huh. Oh. Oh, you in Indiana? Yeah, I'm still kicking. Think I got a few more months. I think I got a few more months to be living. Not like that. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything all right. No, no. Oh yeah. Who was Junior? Okay. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Okay. How are you? Love you. Bye bye. That was my sister.
Got to be you ain't got to be mad to because I didn't know how to respond to the shit either, but at the same time, no, it's just like Wolf. Hey, we passionate about what we talk about, so if we gonna respond, we gonna be passionate about whatever the fuck we say. I mean, well, anything I
This
say,
is money bags.
because like I said,
Here's another one.
like we'll say, like I say, whatever whoever else say, square biz. I can only talk about me. So if I talk about something, I'm passionate to the motherfucker about that shit. And guess what? And I mean that shit when I said motherfuckers took a
black
liking
in
to
here
me
too.
and they was like, you know what, this nigga's wanting to learn because that was something I was interested in. That's how I learned computers and motherfucking algebra and all that shit so goddamn good because I was passionate about that shit. So it's not about, I don't think it's about being mad. It's just, you got to have a drive for that shit. Do you hear what I'm saying? I don't know if it's about being mad because I really wasn't mad. I wasn't banging on computers back in the day.
Peace and blessings, brother. You got mad energy. I love it.
And we would, us here in America, we would filter those people out. You understand? Like, yeah, nah, that's not going down like that. You know what I mean? There's ways of going about it. Maybe you didn't have the resources of keeping people like that away from it, but I'm sure we have the resources and the connects of people, you know what I mean, to keep people like that away from it. I don't even want to go too deep into it, but I'm sure Wolf and Square Biz, you know what I mean, they understand what I'm trying to say. Like, nah, it ain't going to be that kind of party. And we going to make damn sure it ain't going to be that kind of party. You know what I mean? Ronald, that's all I'm saying. You know, we would do that aspect of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, we would do research on people and make sure, you know, check their backgrounds and everything. Like, just because you're willing to donate don't mean we're gonna take your money. We gotta know who you are and where you coming from. With
Already.
That's a plan.
That's
right
how
there.
you're saying. Like, there's more that goes into it than just, you know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, we take it, but no, there's a security aspect that goes into it.
Yeah.
Because we're not just with people's lives, how their security. You know what I'm saying? Their sense of, you know, you gotta make sure you look into all these counts. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking 10 steps ahead. I'm thinking about, because you said it's a school that's being built.
Well, not yet.
So
well, that's the plan. That's the plan. It's no school built yet. No being built yet. It's the plan is to eventually get to that level. Right now, they just need food, you know, land so they can grow food. Yeah. Future, we're looking at schools and housing and a place where they don't have to be spread out in other people's homes, where they can hire a staff of people to go home.
Be in homes and then go to school. Go home, go to school, have a playground area.
Almost equal to what we have here in terms of a
like a project.
We don't want to use the word orphan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
A group home.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
In my aspect, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? My brain is like a little right now. I'm just.
I know, right? Yeah, I just want to. My goal is to see this succeed. I just wanted to succeed, and I knew that I could galvanize enough people, you know. And this is ongoing. I'm realizing that this is not going to be just one phone call. You know, it's going to take a lot more than one phone call, one show. and yay, we reached our goal. Yeah, this is.
So Ronald, it's only a month left. Only a month left.
For that 6 acres, but there's plenty of acres. I mean,
Yeah, but the thing is, does it change? It's not going to be in that same city anymore.
If we right now, there is a person selling, and the land with these 6 acres of land, it's the land which is near us where we are. It's just it's not somehow in the urban area, and it's very fertile. It's flat. There are no ant hills. There are no mountains. There are no big stones like other areas. It's just a good land. And
you take pictures?
He gave me. I took pictures. I sent them to Divine Idea, but I can share some.
Can you send it to me on WhatsApp?
Yeah, I will send them to you once I get on the computer, because I'm using my cell phone.
Oh, no problem. Don't worry about it.
I will surely share them.
Okay. Yeah, so we definitely need a team.
I sent it to him from where you sent it to me. Can I send it to where can I go? I can send it to him.
No. You don't gotta be the middleman. He got my number. He can just talk directly to me. Thank you. Excuse me. Take a seat.
Okay.
Like I was saying, Ronald.
LOL.
Right. No, Wolf, I love you. My skin is not thin, man. And I love playing. Yes. We got a lot of
Yeah, so we need for about a solid 12-month period, a team of about 50 to 70 people.
What, to help out with the agriculture, or to help out with the financial?
Just the entire team, right? Not boots on ground, but an international.
Why would you say 50? Oh, okay.
When you look at the human equity aspect of it, from time added in, realistically, what people are willing to do without being paid, I said that much. So when you're talking about internet campaigns,
without
social
being
media
paid,
campaign, yes,
sheesh.
I mean, you have to for the kids, right? That's what it comes in at, right? Initially, you can go to a certain thing where you have merch. You donate a certain thing, a certain amount, you get a T-shirt with a QR code on the back. Well, the people actually wearing the shirt can take a picture of it and be able to donate too. The front of the shirt can say, "I've donated," picture, school, kids eating, whatever the case may be. Right? Don't want to look corny, don't want to look cheesy, don't want to be cliche, but some type of design.
Well, I will tell you, I've seen the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I thought I was on mute. I will tell you, I've seen the Ron Lilly Foundation T-shirts. Now they're lime green, but I love it. I'm getting me one, and they're really nice. And he was expressing to me that it's a very cheap cost to make it. I was like, well, we can sell those for a donation. We can, but the only problem is it's the biggest thing is the shipment.
Yep. It's the logistics. And the time period for that actually comes. So
yeah,
that's an aspect. That's going to be something
Just
that's
an LV.
outsourced. It's not going to give. We can get the dimensions, we can get the design, the template, but the person has to be made in state.
Well, they can make the shirt. He said it cost them around $8 to make one shirt.
But that's too much.
Yeah, it should never cost that much. That's how much you would buy a regular shirt for. Like what you would.
I got friends that pay
it should be like a couple of cents. Like it should be like it should be like.
That's the shirt. Yeah. That's the logo. That's the print. That's the iron. Whatever the case may be, it should be $1.50 per shirt complete. With shipping and total, the most I'm talking about to Hawaii, that shirt should cost you $5.
Okay.
Anything more than that, you're pulling away from your profitability or the margin. That's a safe spot to give to the kids. So we got to retool there as far as where we can get the folks from.
That's a good question, Ron.
That's good.
He's
Yes,
asking you about the shirt. The shirt.
The shirt. Because now we have someone who we have the design, we have the logo, the print. I can share those details. When it comes to making them, because when it comes to making them and shipping them, it's damn costly. I don't think there is anyone who can afford it. And
well, he was saying we can get them for pennies here.
So, yes, absolutely. And it doesn't have, as long as it has the same logo and maybe wording, we can choose the wording. I think on it we can put on anything. It may not necessarily be t-shirts. It may be in other things.
Yeah, it could be bumper stickers that go on the back of cars. It could be magnets. We could have people that set up a little station, provide them materials at a local mall, or store for maybe about 4 hours on a weekend for an extended period of time.
Interesting.
To donate. I mean, there's so much that you can do once you sell the idea, the motto, end goal, the mission statement to individuals, and create a ground team, create an internet social marketing team. Create a TikTok viral space for it, an Instagram space for it, and drive these things.
That's a good idea. Here?
Please.
So that's what I'm saying.
These are real business people, right?
That's what I'm saying. So to raise, putting these components to raise $11,000, that's not gonna take a month.
So lame.
Especially for a cause that's it's a legit cause. This isn't so somebody can get a bicycle or United Way somebody's house caught on fire. And for those things on what's the name of that app that people
GoFundMe.
Yeah, boom. How many people get Google money for just funerals? Let's reverse engineer this thing. Let's get into the psychological, social science behind these things, and use it, implement what we need to get it done. That's
smart.
Let's go.
Well, yeah. Will somebody take over the messages for me?
Home Depot got sheds for $5,000.
Yeah, they do, brother. They do.
Let them know. Oh, shit. Why? What are you doing, man? Yeah, you heard me earlier. I said, oh, he doing, what are you doing? That's just a nice
I ain't getting nothing out of it. Allah.
That's PG-13.
Hey, Los, I see you still driving and shit like that. Hey, boy, I hear you motherfucking chucking up the road right there, boy. Goddamn it, that rain is coming down, but that rain loud to the motherfucker. I see you, big nigga. Goddamn it, get that bread, big nigga. I hope you make it on time. Goddamn it, you got your load on. You goddamn it, you already know what it is. How many more hours you got to go before you get to pull over to that red stop, get them little lights. Goddamn it, let's get it, let's go.
He's a damn fool.
Well, if you think about it,
Moneybag's stupid.
that's already been recorded.
Moneybag's already playing lines. You see that?
This app right here records everything. You feel me? And you email yourself audio file without YouTube, and that's it. You got the proof right there. Put it in your terabyte or whatever it is you got. And yeah, no, I feel you. But everything you say as far as ideas over here, man, it's already being recorded. You wanted to steal it, it's already patented. I tell people all the time, whatever you share on here, if you do choose to share, you got an audio patent. Yeah, I mean, because you're the one saying it's your idea up on here on the stereo platform that works. So yeah.
Uh-oh.
I agree. I think I was speaking more so toward direct conversations via cell phone, or if there were meetings, to have maybe like a small recording device, top pocket inside the blazer, pocket, and so if you are in, if you're put in a situation somebody's trying to solicit, children for sex or trying to buy their way into by pushing a certain agenda for whatever the case may be.
Whatever it may be.
This is something that protects you. You don't have to use it to say, hey, this person's doing this, and I got proof CCC. If that's not your narrative, if that's something that you want to do, obviously you could. But if somebody tries to say, okay, well, if you're not going to get down with what I'm saying, there's going to be consequences. And then you can protect yourself by having that information. Like, hey, there's going to be consequences for me. There's consequences for everybody. So let's all let's live,
live in the dead. Yeah.
That's smart. And the great part is you do it on Zoom and you can record it.
Right. But you gotta protect yourself, man.
Thank you.
The words.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying right now. They're just worried about the land and the crop and everything and the food, so there's a little bit of a time frame that's there to work, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the land, whatever he said, a month or 2 months, I think he said, but the school aspect of it, there's a little bit of time to raise that money. So, I don't know, it's something to think about, And I could definitely see it happen if we're using all sorts of all platforms and stuff like that.
Rolling up is the fun part.
People will see it.
That's like making your own sandwich. Fun part.
I believe it, you can achieve it. And I believe it. Not if, when you believe it, you can achieve it.
That's it. See,
Wow.
With money bags, yeah.
Damn, big nigga. Hey, Lowe's. Hey, keep it safe out there on the streets, goddamn. I hope you pull over soon, man. I hear that shit thundering in the motherfucker, man. Bullshit ain't nothing. Hey, keep it safe, big nigga. I'm still trying to look out for you, big nigga. You better be on here tomorrow, big nigga. I'm gonna do a welfare check on you. I don't give a fuck where you at. Let me know where you at right now so I know where to send them. Yeah, man, big niggas gotta pull over in the parking lot. Money bags. Yeah, hey, y'all said the homes. How much for the homes and how much for the building? Because we talking about okay, I know people are paying for the food and stuff like that, but I wanted to know how much for the little change for the goddamn homes, and because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? The homes, because you gotta have somewhere to eat eat the food. Then you go to school, so therefore the homes, then the school, how much, because like he said, my brain is like a computer, so therefore I'm looking at the economically, the money wise for the homes, and then the money wise for the school, you know what I'm saying? So I trying to get the village built up first, and then we'll get the school up and running, because everybody's already paying for the food. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm trying to get everything. Hey, I wanna see what everything's gonna be costing. And all right.
How y'all like that? Did y'all like that? Did y'all like that? That's how you play poker.
Low-cost thing, man.
Heard
You know
him.
what I mean? Maybe little
Got him over
notebooks
there
and
clapping.
stuff that say
Back up.
very cheap.
I'm up one again.
That's low-cost things. You know what I mean? You can get a black bulk and get the labels put on there, or whatever.
If I can't get 3 hearts to fall out, one of them be 8.
Big facts. Going back to school, I have a Glowforge. I have a Glowforge Pro. It's a 3D laser printer. Etch wood, etches metal, cuts through wood, designs, all that good stuff, right? It's nothing to get a whole bunch of pencils, displays, things set up, for back to school activities while spreading awareness. Just need a team. Just need another team. I mean, I can come up with ideas, but I can only put in so much work myself while still taking care of my responsibilities. But I can be brain and have direction or an outline of what needs to be done at a certain time, start to drive traffic to a certain thing. Awareness, we can throw the numbers in there, do the ratios, and we got to talk about it further. To have an account here in the United States, access to that account by multiple eyes, so that to transfer that account to where the money needs to go. All of these things, like we were talking about with the nonprofit organization within the states. This, I guess, that would be a conversation between that social engineering head and the ambassador.
Do it, y'all. Do it.
There's a lot of work out there. It's grassroots.
Yeah, you're right on target.
I'm good, money bags.
I'm almost up one.
I'm good, bro.
I'm almost up one.
Appreciate it, though. I'm over here about 3 hours away from my destination, you know what I mean?
Very good, very good.
I can get in for 5
So,
minutes. Let's go.
All the messages are.
Just to go, yeah, I was saying just to be fair to the folks, people been sitting here listening. A lot of times folks want to be heard.
Absolute. Gotta excuse
Now, from that 5,000, you're gonna have to put in another maybe 10,000 just to make it complete on the inside. You feel what I'm saying? And as far as whatever you want to do, as far as living or having it like a studio or whatever, it's gonna take some money. If you buy it for 5,000, you better have a plan.
Talk about
You better have a plan on what you want to do and the money on trying to build that
marketing
shade.
Hey, Ronald, nice to go.
all right, keep it pushing.
And yeah, for real, if you living in a household and you put that shit in the backyard, that $5,000 shit, I would hook that shit up and create people to live in as far as rent, so you can get paid for rent, every month off the individual that live in that shit,
Hey, Ronald, check this out. I want to give a special shout out to D, because guess what? Without D, I would have never ran into you. Real shit, because put people into people's podcasts and shit like that. But at the same time, if D didn't come on motherfucking Wolf's motherfucking podcast, goddammit, I would have never ran into y'all. I'd have never seen y'all, and I wouldn't have known about this great thing that y'all trying to do. So therefore, that right there, I want to thank D for that. Because guess what? She came out here supporting the motherfucking cause. Goddamn it, it is what it is, and bullshit ain't nothing. I just want to say, man, thank you for that. It is what it is. I'm back quiet. Skirt Husky said too much already.
Respect.
Thank you for your energy, bro. I appreciate you on levels.
Money bags are full.
So there's only a couple of. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Go ahead.
There's only a couple of left. If somebody can take over for me, I'm kind of pulling up on this bridge and the rope getting a little tight. So I definitely got to have 2 hands on the wheel for this one. Got this 18-wheeler. Anybody?
Okay.
Didn't hear what you said. Say it again.
Okay. I'm driving on the bridge right now, and the road's getting a little thinner. I got traffic on both sides of me, so I'm not able to play the messages at the moment. If anybody else,
okay, I'll get the message. Yeah, I'll take the messages.
Okay.
Yes, that part right there, big nigga. Hey, bullshit ain't nothing. Hey, Square Biz, you right. Hey, you right, Square Biz. Hey, put that QRL code on that motherfucking shirt, goddammit. Hey, and they be like, hey, you want to know what to donate? Hey, take a picture of my shirt. That right there, take the picture of the QR code and take you right to the site. You ain't got to do no much. We can knock all that other shit down and take
straight to the page where you straight pay and shit like that, and get you straight there. Bullshit ain't nothing. We know how to motherfucking multitask in this motherfucker. It is what it is. Hey, bullshit ain't nothing. Because a lot of people don't like to do it. If it takes too long, people don't like to do it. But if I can give you the QRL to take you straight where you just sign up and pay, like it's just a sign up bonus type shit, man, bullshit ain't nothing. Hey, we can get that shit going. What's popping? Hey, I got the hats. Bullshit ain't nothing. Hey, you know what it's gonna say? Wakanda forever across that bitch in all motherfucking old English letter. Wakanda forever. What's that mean? No, not Wakanda, Uganda.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yep, absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. Uganda forever.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, marketing and branding. Shout out to Mr. Moneybags.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
He tickled me.
It's that for some reason. Chris takes.
See if I get
Yeah, you got now.
Oh, I do.
Yes.
My screen froze.
Okay. Let's see.
It's not.
No. See, this is the whole thing. No. When we said we were shipping the product, guess what? You got people you talk to on here. This is how you network. Because guess what? Now that you know people from New York, I'm in Indiana. I got my brother in St. Louis. I forget where Wolf is at. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Diddy's at, but at the same time, see, so now that you're talking to people, now all you got to do is send one person that motherfucking photo of that QRL code, and then guess what? When we get our product in, and then this is how we help you out. This is what we call networking. This is what networking is. So therefore, guess what? Now that you networking, now you just send us the picture of that motherfucking QRL code, and then we can get that shit popping, big nigga. Don't even worry about it. It's only a couple of bucks for us. You know what I'm saying? Because it's way too easy to send shit from across the country. Now you fuck around, be booming. Do you hear what I'm saying? Now money coming from everywhere. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because we're kind of forever.
That bag crazy.
And also, I mean, you know, we could start doing panels about it, you know what I mean, here and there about it, you know what I mean, and, you know, people are going to sign up, you know, you're going to get all kinds of people that you know what I mean, you know, you got Wolf who can build the website real quick, T-Wolf, he knows websites, we can build the website, you know what I mean, and, you know, with the link page.
Y'all hear me, don't y'all?
You know, the video
coughing my ass up. I was watered up like a motherfucker.
To the website.
Nose burning at the top a little bit.
That way they see.
Still gonna bet my money though.
You can post the link right there, and they'll click on it. Boom! Right away to go to the website that Wolf builds. Run lot. What is it? Lily Run or Run Lily. You know what I mean? And they can just go ahead and donate right now.
See, that's important.
You spoke to Virginia Slim.
There is a website, so that somebody has taken the time to build the website. It's still they're still working on it, but I'm not sure if Hope is the only one working on it, or if you have someone else working on it. You want to talk a little bit about the website?
Oh yes, the website has got now. It's almost at 80%. And because we had all the information, and now it's just replicating it on the website. And we have a person who is all helping.
I got flush straight. Yeah, what do you think I should do?
He's
Gone with the
one
flush.
of my staff members here, so he's doing the uploading
Only got
and
the
also
10.
a bit of editing.
The king got there.
Even right now, you
So
can
that
check
means
and
that's a jack in the 8.
most of the stuffs that we do, and we have brought in other very many programs. We have like 8 programs because we have a new program which is
I want it. I ain't I would.
And grannies. It's called Youth Granny Integration Program, where we want the youth to be meeting the elderly people, the grannies, to discuss matters that are current, that were past, and see how we can get
unity among themselves, because we have a challenge whereby you will see young people look at elder people or the old people as useless people, as people who are as people who can't do anything for them. So they exclude them in their life. And even some people, some elderly people, look at the young people as people who are still children who can't do anything like for themselves. So there is that conflict, which is, yet it has a long-term impact. And that's why we are saying we need to understand, let each group get to know that the grannies have got something to tell them. And let the grannies also know that in this 21st century, even a young person can hit a drum and you dance. That's the African proverb. That's why that is our new program on board. We have new programs that are in line with financial inclusion, livelihood, wash, that is water, sanitation, and hygiene. Because we're on a mission to make sure that people's lives is improved. Now, to improve the quality of one's life, it's not necessarily the food. It's not necessarily the education. You gotta put all the dots together. You gotta look at all aspects of life. And that's what we are trying to do. And some of these programs have not yet started to boom as much as they exist.
She just didn't know her shit.
We have few people who are involved. But now
You
that
gotta
we are
drive your little
creating
one
a very
somewhere.
nice family.
Just somewhere, that's messed up. You just dropping your little one off anywhere. I'm just going, hey, Stephanie, what you about to do? Just drive my little one somewhere. Somewhere, damn.
One thing that I think
be you little one, you just going somewhere.
Website, if it's not already there, is capturing data. And what that looks like is making sure that people that invest, we get their email address. So as things develop with the program, we're able to capture pictures and give updates, right? And tag into those updates via email. This is what your dollar specifically has contributed to. You know, the thank yous, having them be able to follow the progress with the organization as we are offering more spaces for them to continuously donate, continuous updates, the various programs. If we're having a summit, like with the teens, as they're talking about things that they're experiencing to bridge the gap between the young and the old, having this recorded and being able to provide that on YouTube, and then linking that YouTube to emails once again to continuously update these people. So as we need to have more engagement and events, now we have a list, a quality list of those who have donated in the past to reach back out to and potentially tap back into for more help with the process.
That's a good idea. Excellent idea. I'm not sure if there are you? I'm just coming on board as the ambassador. So is that happening already?
No, we capture data manually. We don't have a system that capture it automatically.
Yeah, you took my ass.
Well, even manually, it can be uploaded to the computer. You know, you could upload the pictures that you capture manually. Somebody would have to write a caption with that. You know, like for example, John Doe gave $25, and
I just want to see what he had.
You know, BJ Kwa, and he was able to eat for 3 days, or he was able to talk to Granny in the program, you know, that kind of thing.
That would all be listed in that social marketing.
Can't stop, won't stop. Already. You know, with the little thing dancing on it too.
Well, see, you clearly more tech savvy than either one of us. I mean, I'm sure that they have a lot. You know, I haven't met everybody on the team yet, but you know, I sure. Well, as far as I don't know about DJ, but for me, you way over my head.
Already, Gordita, I know. You gonna let the little thing dance in it? That's what you ought to do.
Artificial intelligence, as far as programming and science. So yeah, we're a little
I'm so excited. I don't know the spirit is what
They probably don't know what the little thing is, do they, Gordita?
You know, my first time meeting him was on the show, and we were talking about.
I should have went in with that little bit.
And you've been on.
I might have would have won something with them fours.
Yeah, and I had to pull away from some people on the app just because we had such different opinions in terms of the way it should be treated. And, yeah, but
y'all ain't seen the thing.
He heard me. He was like,
that's the highlight of mine.
Ooh. Like, wow.
He had a cold hand, dude. He had a cold piece.
You know, so we had, and so ever since then, every time he comes on, whenever I'm on, I will try to
hurt somebody.
And just something told me, you know, talk to them about this.
Oh shit.
You know, there are a lot of people who have talked to BJ, and I didn't know because I introduced BJ to Stereo. I was like, you need to get on Stereo. That would be a great place. It's a lot different from Clubhouse. You know, it seems like it's a.
So you've been on Clubhouse too. Clubhouse is probably rough on it. Clubhouse cold.
Everybody up on stage. I mean, I've been in Clubhouse where they've had 300 people up there.
Yeah.
No way you're gonna have a legitimate conversation.
Clubhouse, wow.
People up on stage. They don't have the option.
Clubhouse, wow, for real.
To have a certain set of people up on stage, and you can just if you want to say something. If you want to say
Clubhouse
something,
live for real.
come up on the stage.
Well, there is another app. It's called Rift, but the only caveat to Rift is that you have to have an iPhone. It does give you that mix-up time. You can receive payments or gifts that you can actually cash out via PayPal. If you don't like to tap them on the stage, basically silence everybody, sit everybody down to the bottom, and give people moderation access. They can come up as needed.
Okay. Now that you know what I hated that I didn't even think about this, but that's a good idea. We should maybe look into Rift. And not only that, but anyone that wants to give anything and doesn't feel like going through the whole situation, you can cash at me. I will put the money in my bank account and then put it into send it straight to BJ through the other app. Yeah, if that helps people. And I will give a full reporting. Yeah, I will give a full reporting to anyone. In regards to your money, I'll definitely give you BJ's contact information in Uganda, my contact information. I understand the being leery of being taken advantage of. These are trying times. People are doing crazy stuff, but I'm not one of them people. But you don't know me, but I'll just show you. Yeah, I'll show you. Better than I can sit here and try and convince you. Yeah, so I can get him that money. But
it ain't nothing but 11 grand. Everybody ought to have their own 24. If you could put another 50 into that.
It's not on my profile. I thought it was on my profile.
If you put another 50 into that, then you got you some markets. And the first thing you need to do is start making money. Everybody got to survive.
Where's that part on here where it says edit your profile, la 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 la? Oh, do I hit my? It should pop up. No, that gives me my. Is it the pencil?
That's what I'm thinking more. That's why he got my number.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I ain't trying to give my game up though like that. I'd rather deal with the source. Wouldn't y'all?
Let me see if I can.
Damn. Damn.
So yeah, pose to action. Like,
You got it.
somebody's website. There should be a page that literally says press this button here. You can drop down where it's
Tell his ass up.
options. Let's see, $100, $50.
Tell his ass up.
$20.
I seen that.
But it has to be 1, 2, 3 steps. Anything more than that, you start to lose interest because it becomes too hard.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. Let me see. I'm gonna put it on my profile. Let me try this again. See, before when I set up my profile, it wouldn't allow you to. It wouldn't allow you to do more. My letters where I had already reached the maximum amount of letters. I might still do that. Yeah, I'm at the. Let me touch that now.
This is gonna be exciting times. You know, I'm thankful that you have taken up this journey. You know,
Me too.
This because the same way that man to you is the same production you have to other young men and women, and we won't get to live to see all of the fruits of our labor that we put out here, man. But it's quality, and that's just a great thing. It's a great space to be in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I have it on my profile. My Cash App is $1, $sign. Of course, everybody knows Cash App is $1 divine idea. That's what it is. The number 1, and then divine, DIVINE, and then idea, IDEA, all one word.
You got A. Do he have an ace? I'm up 1, and then I'm up 1.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Oh, wow. Yeah, man. But you know what? I appreciate everybody for coming out, for listening, for being interested enough to just sit here and listen to this wonderful. This is my little brother. I took a liking to him, and I loved him, and I heard his story. And I said, you know what? This time I'm not going to just hear it and go, oh, man, that's tough. I'm going to really do something. And I think that, I think it's a great opportunity for America to connect with Uganda, especially us African Americans that are tired of just the ways, the status quo that we've been dealing with here. I mean, it's time for a change. I know there's Ghana, I know there's Kenya, I know there's a lot of places. I know there are a lot of horror stories. But when I saw
y'all see that shit?
I saw.
Oh, damn it. Child abduction in Coffee, Texas. Victim is 10-year-old white man Riley Williams, who was last seen wearing blue onesie and with blue shorts. Suspects are white female Michelle Wolf and white male Ricky Williams, who failed to surrender custody as court ordered. Oh, shit.
Somebody's walking around with no shoes.
God damn it.
You know, and then there's so many opportunities. I'm just like, I mean, in America, when a child is like that, the state takes over. Or the feds take over. Now, is it a great system? Probably not. But they're not on the street. We don't have it. I don't see kids. Adults, you know, we got a lot of homeless adults. But I don't, like I saw in North Korea, kids sitting under tables waiting for adults to drop crumbs on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, just to eat from under a dirty table.
Just to eat.
Because the government just doesn't care about the kids, and it's just like spend for yourself. You have street urchins, just kids living on the street, doing whatever
care.
they can do to get a piece of bread to go to eat. In America, we don't do that to our children. Not to say we're just so great with our children, but the point is we have orphanages or group homes, we have fire, and it's paid for by our tax dollars and different things like that. And that we have welfare for mothers who keep their 8 kids. They can get a nice check where they can, it might not be a whole lot, but they certainly, if they budget it properly, they could take that $1,500 worth of money that they get monthly and go out and get their kids some food. If they can live in housing that is subsidized, they have a roof over their kids' head, you know what I'm saying? And in some cases, it can be a great stepping stone. They don't have nothing like that set up over there. There's no welfare, no state support, no, they don't have state, but, there's no governmental support for these children that are just out. And I did see that in 2008 or 4 or 12 or something like that, George Bush here signed the Ugandan Relief Act, where they supposedly were going to help Ugandans get on their feet. And I guess at that time in Uganda, there were millions of children that had been displaced and I want to say stolen, but I mean, it was just crazy and if you want to hear the statistics of that, I did read that article on that other show, the one before this one, and it was just, I was like, I had no idea that was going on in Uganda. I felt just as caught off guard when I read that as I did when I heard about what was going on in Rwanda and that mess. And so I just think it's time for us to bridge the gap, be the bridge. We need to do the same thing that Mexican Americans do for Mexicans and Americans. They find a way to help Mexico. I want to find a way for us to help Uganda, which could be a ripple effect. It could turn into something big, and maybe this will spread all across the continent. Because what I'm witnessing going on in the African continent is insulting. I'm watching all kinds of people in my era. I mean, I'm not talking about what happened in 1800s, but right now, I'm looking at groups of people just come in and monopolize areas of Africa in ways that are it's about self. It's about self-preservation. They're doing it for themselves. They're not doing it for the people of Africa. They're doing it for themselves. The Asians, the Eastern Indians, everybody is coming to Africa, once again, doing that thing that they do to Africa. And I just think
break it down for those cards out there.
I mean, if you're gonna come and do it, then let me show you how to do it right. If you're gonna come over here and do something in Africa, at least make Africa a good place for the people that the land belongs to. So that's kind of where I am.
Buy their shirts, you know what I mean? Buy their hats, buy their school supplies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, we do panels about it, and people are going to get on board. You're going to get all kinds of different people that can get involved in the pride and do big things, help promote it. I was talking to Let Inc. That's this girl that does advertising for businesses and things like that. Like she knows how to do this. So I can reach out to her, and I'm almost, matter of fact, I'm 100% sure that she will be willing to do this, you know what I mean? And she's a beast, man, you know what what I mean? So there's a lot of people here on this platform that can do a lot of good things. You know what I mean? We put it out there. It'll get out there, man. Believe it, we can achieve it. You hear me, brother? We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. I'll get involved like crazy, man. You know?
Okay.
Get involved like crazy.
I just sent you my number, Los Cruz.
Not T-Wolf, Mo Wolf, my bad, y'all. Mo Wolf builds websites. And I actually, he linked me with this girl called Let's Think. You know, she does promotions, advertising. Like, you know, she can get involved as far as like, you know, getting it out there, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is what she does for a living. She knows how to do this. You know, she does it for businesses. So, you know, I'm sure she would get involved with this cause. You understand? And but yeah, Mo can build the site. You know what I mean? And make it so that, you know, you can link everything up. Have the link there for where people can buy their shirts, their backpacks, their hats, their pencils. You know what I mean? Bumper stickers, all that shit. You know what I mean? And also donate, like straight up donate if they just want to donate. You know what I mean? And we could have the videos up there. You know what I mean? Like saved onto there also.
That's a perfect idea, Los Cruz. Listen, I put my number in your contact in the back chat, so you can check that out if you want to reach me and you have some ideas. I'm all ears. I can connect you if you're on WhatsApp. We can all have a conversation on WhatsApp privately outside of, you know, the app here. Not only that, but if you're interested in, if you have $5, $10, you want to get it to Ronald, you can Cash App me. I will put it over in my bank and use my bank account to go ahead and pay him in a way he can get it right away. So that just be this one time. We're going to set it up so that you guys can directly go straight to the foundation. I will definitely give you accounting for it. I can also give you a receipt if you need a receipt for it. I can figure out how to generate an electronic receipt stating what you gave, where you gave it, to whom, for your tax purposes. I'm not really a tax person, but I would imagine that if you're donating, that is a portion of something that you could take off of your taxes. They are a legitimate nonprofit in Uganda. So I'm sure that it would be tax deductible in America. All you need is their information. They are legitimate in Uganda. That's not queen. I'm still 501c3 in America. But when you give to people like the Israel Fund, I mean, is that legal? You know, is that possible?
Yeah, it's covered under the tax law. That one specifically for what you know why though. So I mean,
I understand. Yes, I do know.
Leave that offer open for a 24-hour period. Don't just close that offer at the end of the show or at the end of the day. This time tomorrow, go ahead and collect those funds and let us work a little bit around stereo for a day or so. Well, one day for special shows and see if we can pull in special funds for you, and we'll have that routed directly towards you.
Okay. Well, it tells me exactly who it is. So it is One Divine Idea. That is what it is. I was thinking of setting up a Cash App just for Ron Lilly Foundation, but I wasn't quite sure how to do that because I don't have a bank account to attach it to because they won't allow me to use the Uganda's bank account. Okay. No, they won't let me use Uganda's bank. I'm like, why not? PayPal allows it. Why can't Cash App? They said they don't support it.
Yeah, you can set up any online bank, right? That doesn't charge any fees, any checking fees, whatever the case may be. And then Cash App, create a business account, and then use it under a business account name. So simple.
So what you say? You saying make an account?
Create a checking account under your name, right? Just regular checking account. for whatever the case may be on, I don't know. It doesn't have to be like Citibank. It could be a number of these banks that are online. That's no checking fees. This, that, and the third. So you don't have any money coming out of it in excess, right? There's a withdrawals and all that money.
Well, we have some black banks that I've heard about that might be a good idea to talk with them. And yeah, I think I might do that. I'll check on that tomorrow and then keep you posted. Make sure that you send me your number in the back chat so that I can keep you posted. I'm so needing help. For real. I'm not gonna play like, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for some years. I have been a director of a program that was nothing to this level. This kind of looks to me like a United Way, a Red Cross, and that's a lot of knowledge that you need. And I think that with all of our heads together, we could probably pull this off. So I do need a team of people. And at some point, there's going to be a time when there's going to need to be, you can't just die an ambassador. Everybody needs an opportunity to become an ambassador. So my attitude is, after a certain period of time, the baton should be passed to someone else to be called the ambassador of the, for the American, the American ambassador for Uganda. I think it would be excellent as an opportunity to, build your resume and have some more some more something else under your belt,
So just a little bit more about myself. I got about 15 years in distribution and logistics, and for a year and a half, I was the president of Black Wall Street USA, Georgia, side of that market. So it's
he was just being real nice, making me the ambassador. I think he messed up. He should have made you. I worked for you.
No. You're doing everything that you need to do, and we're gonna make sure that you support it, because it's not about the knowledge more than the quality that surrounds that person, man, and the quality of people. You don't have to know everything. You just gotta have a solid team, and you can delegate. It's all about delegation. That's it.
I love
Absolutely.
I've always loved you. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, man, that's just sounds dope. Uganda forever. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's dope, man. That right there, that'll fly off the shelves, just like that.
This is just the front chat.
Those are the labels.
I'm just glad I got invited.
Pencils, everything.
I got called, so I'm just thinking about my own 6 acres. I can't really invest nothing in America, but I can figure out how I can do it in Uganda to pay America. Because of child support, I'm only just a few bucks out.
Races, all that. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people that can do a lot of different things here that are gonna hear about it and are gonna wanna get involved. I mean, everybody has special things they good at, and you know what I mean?
I love that idea. Uganda forever. Yeah, man.
Progress is key. Progress.
Say it again.
No, I was saying smart by Mr. Moneybags himself.
I mean, man.
Moneybags damn
Progress
fool.
is key. Progress is key. You already know square business, so therefore, hey, what am I spending my money on? Because this person is spending this amount of dollars, and guess what? He done got thank you letters from this person, and then they said they doing this, and this. They done went on to make to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that is very important. That's boy, square business. You know you a business nigga, goddamn it. You already know what to do, goddamn man. You already know what it is. But yes, that business part of that part is very important, because I wanna. If they don't know what they spending their money on, they ain't gonna spend it. You know what I'm saying? That's business. You already know square business. Talk that shit, big nigga. Goddamn it, I'm making a part of it.
And you got everybody on here, they got their own personal social medias also. also, they can take the links to the site and post it on their stuff. Like, we push it on here to our followers, to the people we know, to our friends that have their friends, and their friends who have their friends, and their friends who have them. And before you know it, I'm trying to tell you, man, we get it out there to go viral. It's gonna go viral. It's gonna go viral because between all the people that I know, and the next one knows, and and the people that they know, and so forth. Like, everybody knows somebody, so it's gonna grow, man. It's gonna grow. It's just about putting it out there. Urging the people to go ahead and post the links on their social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever they got. Talk about it on here. It's a movement, man. It's a movement. Word up.
You gotta deal with perfect strangers.
Man, Los Cruz is a hard worker. He understands hard work. That's for sure. That's for sure, man.
He's spot on. That whole the thought process of Uganda forever, and social media, right? How difficult would it be to start building a campaign and spreading the whole concept of, since everybody's talking about what's the name of
Wakanda?
Ukraine. Save Ukraine. This gives us that narrative as telling the people to say, hold on, well, what about us? I don't hear nothing.
Yeah.
And the Wakanda forever touches a certain spot within us due to Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
And then you have, from a social media aspect, you have that blackout thing. So everybody changes their profile picture to the Wakanda forever, shirt button or that shirt.
Yeah.
All that drives traffic.
That is so cool. I love it, man.
Facebook page and everything else.
Yeah, man. Y'all are geniuses. This is so amazing.
Oh yeah. You can only go so far on your own. Like, when it comes to something like this, you need a web of people. And that's exactly what we have. Our followers, your followers, his followers, Wolfpack's followers. We put it out there, boom. Everybody puts it on their Instagrams, on their Facebooks. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to go viral, and this thing's going to explode. It's going to.
I done gained some more money.
And again, I said, a bunch of other people,
came out swinging. I ain't played this game in so long, y'all.
With backpacks,
came out swinging.
With notebooks, just things like that of that nature. They can get you things dirt cheap, so you can get it, all printed up. With the label on there. Uganda forever.
I love it. I think it's an excellent idea.
I can't see the
I'm so glad to stay true. You came, check it out. Los Cruz, Ebra. Did I say that? Black. I said and Tierra. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank my Atlanta BJ. Talking private to you, baby. Okay, where it is. And Chris, oh my goodness, you guys, Wolf left out of here, Dub left out of here. I really appreciate you guys for pulling up. It has been an amazing. If anybody is interested, right now, we're working on, there is a way that you can donate directly to the organization, but just to make it easy for anybody that's interested, $1 feeds 4 kids. So if you can feed 20 kids today, give us $5, $2, $3, whatever your heart so leads you to do, please. $, the number 1, divine idea. I will make sure that BJ gets it. I will also send you a receipt. So make sure that you include your telephone number or your email. We are able to, I can always, BJ, can you tell them your email address where they can send, or I can send you can send it to them. However this happens, just need your email address so that I can send you a receipt so that you can use it for your taxes. Any amount that you donate to a nonprofit, you can deduct that from your taxes in America anyway.
So, thank you so much, Divine Idea. And oh my God, I'm just overwhelmed. I've even lost sleep. It's 3:59 a.m. here.
Oh, bless your heart.
And
yeah, that's why I wanted
it is.
to cut it short, because I know what it's there for you.
No, but I'm okay. I feel like it's just during the love, the bond, the ideas, the determination and passion that you guys have showed in here for all these hours. It blows my mind, and I just wish that one day we can all meet here in Uganda and have a shared meal. I'm sure it will happen, because
I am too.
you guys are here. Thank you for taking the step. I'm sure we shall not regret what our eyes and our ears will see, will witness.
Well, the wonderful great thing is that Square Biz can get there. You know, we can get there for sure, and that's the beautiful thing. They're waiting for you, Square.
That's the best thing, to have somebody you know that's there. Hey man, you take my money.
It's going to be great. You know, it's going to be a beautiful sight. It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, get ready, BJ, because he ain't playing. He's going to really show up on you now. You got to be ready now. You play with you now.
Yeah, he can stay as long as he wants. I mean, it's a good place. And I'm sure you love it. So our email is info@ronlillyfoundation.com. Info, INFO, @ronlillyfoundation.com. That's the email, organization email that we use. And yeah, you can write.
Yeah, the name is right above the head here.
Yeah, man. See, I told these boys about this. He can get there.
Ron Lilly Foundation @gmail.com. So there are two. The other first one is info@ronlillyfoundation.com. Then the second one is Ron Lilly Foundation.
Y'all see that? I almost slipped that hand.
You let me know if I should repeat.
Okay, I think we got it.
Shit, damn it.
Exactly. Look at that. Square Biz, boom. You gonna go down there. You know what I mean? Check it out. Keep the scene. And just assure everyone we good to go. We good to go. Let's go. You know what I mean? Uganda forever. Da, da, da. We coming.
Running back, stupid.
And someday we will have a shared meal down there, Ronnie.
Thank you.
I love it. So, just so to be respectful, Ronald does have to get up in the morning, and get some rest. He's been up all day and now all night. So I appreciate everybody for coming. Just keep a listen. Make sure you're following everybody in the room. You know, this is a great opportunity for us. I'm so excited. I really want to scream, but I don't want to blow your ears out. And so you guys all have my phone number. You guys all have that. Everyone knows how to get in touch with me. That is my personal number. So don't give it out, y'all. Don't give it to nobody. You know, just unless you know them and you can vouch for them. But yeah, so that is my personal number. I do have a business number, but I just thought it would be more appropriate for you guys to be able to reach me at any time. You know, on the weekends I'm free.
Already.
I work a 9 to 5 for now, but you know, make sure that you guys keep in touch with me, and I will definitely make sure if you text me, let me know who you are. You know, give me your name, a name on here. You have my real name now.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much.
I appreciate
last
Yes,
word,
I look forward to
Superman?
working with you guys.
No,
and
just
peace and blessings to the living room.
Yes, peace and blessings to the living room.
and
I sure appreciate Mo Wolf. He showed up. Hey.
thank you. That's all I can say. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys. So, I hate saying goodbye. So I'm going to say,
See you later.
Habarigami.
Hasta
So that's hello.
Oh.
Hasta
You
luego.
do it.
I'll see you later.
You do it, BJ.
Thank you. Let's learn some little here. So to say bye, you can say, for instance, if someone is going, you say fika salama, you reach well. Fika salama.
Fika
Reach.
salama.
Fika salama.
It sounds a lot like salam alaikum.
Fika salama.
Fika salama.
Fika salama.
Salama.
Reach. Now, if you want to say that sleep well, you say lala vizuri.
Lala vizuri.
Lala
Vizuri.
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 Yes.
Lala is.
Yes. Sleep well.
Oh, Izuri or
Izuri.
Izuri?
Is.
Lala izuri. Well, BJ, Lala izuri.
V. It's V.
Oh, vizuri. Vizuri.
Lala.
I-Z-U.
Lala
Yes,
vizuri.
absolutely.
Lala
Vizuri. Sleep well.
vizuri. Yes, Lala
Now,
vizuri.
maybe the second last, if you want to say good night, because there's so many ways you can say it. If you want to say good night, you say usiku njema. Usiku njema.
Usiku njema.
Yes, usiku njema.
Lala vizuri. Usiku njema. Oh,
Absolutely.
hey.
So that is it. And I was telling Salik about Muzungu, the word Muzungu came from. You were shocked because Muzungu is a white person, and why they call them Muzungu, it came from a Swahili word called kuzunguka, meaning loitering. So when you say Muzungu, you're saying a loiterer or someone who just moves like anyhow. So that's what.
Right.
So it comes from a word called kuzunguka, loitering. Kuzunguka.
Kuzunguka.
Absolutely. I think I will just say Lara Vizuri, all of you.
Lala vizuri.
Lala vizuri.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. Oh, well, let's play these last 4 messages.
Hey, what's up? I joined just at the last minute. How's it going, everybody? What's up, Divine Idea?
What's up, Mo?
I'm up almost a 500,000 now, ain't I, y'all? You see that, Steph? I'm up almost a 500,000.
Peace and blessings to, my doggy Square Biz, and the rest of y'all down there, man. Everybody, God bless. Peace and blessings. May God bless you and yours. And let's do this thing, man. Let's do it. And Ronald, you have a blessed night. Have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Lala vizuri.
Thank you.
Fika salama. Fika salama.
I like that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. That's okay.
Lala Dizuri.
I got it.
Thank you. Lara Vizuri.
I love me some little fruit. Yes.
Yeah, Lara Vizuri. Yeah. Now if you say sleep well too, You said you add the Pia at the end. Lala Vizuri Pia. P-I-A.
Lala Vizuri Pia. Lala Vizuri Pia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
Yes,
killing
that
them
is
over here,
what it
Lons.
is.
Look at it. I'm lining them
Yeah,
up.
man, the-
Yeah.
that's why
Look
you
at
I
that.
got 30 days.
I got $500,000 now.
They speak English though, so
Look.
you're good.
Everybody just left.
Yeah, you learn it better once you get there. Once you get there and you get into the atmosphere, it'll be
Lon,
easier
let's
to learn
just clear
because
the
you'll be
room.
associated
Oh,
with them.
shit.
Just watch out! You about to fall in the hole.
He
You know,
ain't gonna play it.
Wow, he fell in.
He left. He out. He just left. This
So
dude
you
just got
guys,
here.
Lala Vizuri. And if you have any last words,
Maybe I'll reach out to you that we can have a Zoom call.
50.
Go
I'm
through
not with that. I'm not doing
all
that.
the
brother.
ideas that have come up, because
Okay.
there have been so many ideas. We can do a reflection on them. I'm not sure whether Mr. Chris and Square Bees and maybe those crews will be available here to see what we can set up and get going. Because if we just leave all these ideas here, we may not hit the target. That's what I was suggesting. If
yeah,
we can
that makes good sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, you got my phone number now, so
Saturday, if you guys are interested, you can come and hear the story. Maybe you can even talk to the children on Saturday. You have to let me know so I can send you the Zoom link, and you can at least get a chance to see them and say something to them if you want to.
Definitely. Once I park my truck this evening, what I'll do is I'll send you my email address, but I will be available Saturday for sure.
Okay, so now don't forget we got a 7-hour difference, so
Right, no
it's
problem.
gonna be in the morning about 8.
all right.
But I'm usually up at 4 or 5 every morning.
That'll work.
Oh, wow.
Me too.
Thank you.
Me too. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And anyone else out there who would love to be, please send a message to Selika and she will share with you the Zoom link probably tomorrow when I wake up. And you could be part because it's not hard to use one if you're interested because no one can spend hours, minutes on here if they're not interested. This shows me that whoever is already interested. And like when you look at Chris came in the first room, you remember?
Yeah.
He's here. Mr. Square Piece has been here for now. When you look at all these people who are down here, amazing queens and things, they love it. And they're not an exemption. So we welcome them. Please send a message to Selika. She will share the. Why am I calling you Selika Ambassador?
That's all right. It's over now. It's a wrap. It's all out there now. Oh well.
And we shall be very, very honored to see you, to speak to you, and I will be very grateful. Believe me, you'll see the real smiles of the heart. May God bless each one of you.
Yes.
Blessings.
Yes.
Blessings, everybody.
Okay, guys, we're out. Thank you for coming. Much love to the family.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Square B is close. Man, it's going down. This really got good. Do y'all see I hit for $500,000? 13 more thousand, I'd have been $1 million. Did y'all see that? But that wasn't it lines. Let's see how far it goes. But I ain't That's why they got my phone number. That's why he gave me some more different information than he was saying on the thing. I think cause Squarebiz sent me something too, and I think he was confirming what he sent him, so I sent it back, so we can all be on the same accord. There's somebody out there. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go get me some shit. But yeah, man, that was pretty sick. But it's just shit you can get involved in. Shit, you don't really gotta let nobody know what you're doing. But people be talking, hate to be like this. And that's the only reason I rushed. And I was like, you know what? This is the great day to do something like this. Because people be talking reckless. And I'm tired of people coming at me sideways. But they talk reckless and they don't know nothing. And I'm tired of teaching. So I ain't gonna say nothing. But so I just had to prove every now and again I get a chance to make. Now this right here is a longevity thing. If I give them 20 grand or 30 grand and we buy that much land, well then that's why I say it's gonna be industrialized. I want the kids working while they at school. So he can learn about numbers. He can learn how to read stuff and do all that stuff while he driving them. Because little kids, they can drive backhoes and stuff like that real good because it's like video games and them. They mind wide open. They better than grown people. Grown people be worried about hitting shit. A kid be like, oh shit, I can see this shit. I got it. Shit, bam, bam, bam. You just show them the controls. They figure that shit out. I wish I did bet real money. You see that total amount up there? I wish I did bet real money. Shoot. I would be on this 24 hours a day. I ain't lying. I'd have been cashed out and been chilling with y'all. I wouldn't have gambled no more. I wish. But yeah, a lot of showing how things go, man. That's the fun and everything. But shoot, I've been on here almost 3 hours. And the only reason I was able to share that show or share that is because I got it recorded too. It's also in my playbook, which means I got rights to it. But that's my sister Divine Ideas. So, and we don't agree about nothing. Sometimes I can't stand her, but we don't never argue. We just say what we gonna say, then we go on to something else. Then we agree about something, and here we go again. Back. Then we go to laughing, outside and playing. Then we back at it again. But yeah, that's sister. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you, Lines, Gordita. You sure would. Seth Lines, Gordita, Beast, Dubs. Who else was in here? But yeah, let me get out of here. It's 3 hours. Woo!